News this week of the triple homicide of a mother and her two sons in Grand Rapids is again shining another light on the continuing problem of domestic violence. The Domestic Violence Action Network is a collective of local organizations dedicated to improving community response. In studio tonight to tell us more about the efforts on this is Micah Johnston, the director of the Domestic Violence Action Network, and Adrian Jacobisi of Safe Haven Ministries. Thank you both for coming in tonight on what is a difficult subject. I wanted to get your reactions to what happened this week and the frustrations that you must hold with the news of this tragedy in Grand Rapids.
I think first and foremost, we mourn the loss of life in our community. And the last thing we want to do is we don't want to add to the suffering or the heartache of the family who must be going through a terrible time. We don't want to add to that by focusing on one case of domestic violence. And so we're really focused right now on how domestic violence affects our entire community.
Let's talk about that. The work goes on, obviously. Your organization is a collective of groups, is it not, all working together for a common purpose? Talk about how that works.
It's actually, in a moment of darkness, like something that's quite inspiring. I think in Kent County, we can be very proud of our leaders and our nonprofits in the ways we work together. We not only pause to acknowledge tragedies, but we also are thinking proactively about how we can understand from a survivor point of view, how we can better improve systems, identify gaps, not criticize or blame, but think of positive things we can do to improve how we work together, whether that's in the criminal justice system or the way we work in the healthcare system. There's so many positive things we can do to do a better job.
Talk a little bit about the risk factors that might exist out there and what folks in the community can look for to help organizations like yours respond. Adrian.
Yes, so some of the risk factors that we watch out for may be, a gun in the home. If somebody has reported that they have been strangled in the past, if they are reporting that violence is escalating quickly too, those could be a few examples of signs that lethality is increasing.
So often, the victims of domestic violence are hesitant to reach out. What do you say to those individuals who are struggling with how they respond in a moment of crisis?
Yes, there is no one right way to respond, especially if you're experiencing domestic violence. I think that it is so important for survivors to know that agencies like Safe Haven Ministries and the YWCA are available and are there for you to work with support. We are non-judgmental advocates that really want to provide as much help and support and safety planning as possible.
You mentioned those organizations. They are out there. They're available. How do you suggest people reach out? Is it as simple as a phone call? Is it an email? Is it stopping by? All three?
Yeah, all three are work. We even have a chat feature as well. So if a phone call is not possible, we can't get transportation to our building, we can also chat with people as well. So
I would just add, I also think it's equally important if maybe you're not experiencing domestic violence yourself, but maybe you have fears that someone you love is, you can also reach out.
Yes.
It's about ending the stigma and the silence. Am I right about that? Is it too often that this goes unreported, keep it quiet, don't want to talk about it, and that's exactly what we have to move past?
Exactly. I think a lot of times core to domestic violence is manipulation, control, and they convince the victim that it's their fault, and that creates silence. And so we have to support victims to help them find the courage to keep themselves safe.
Well, we appreciate you coming in and talking about this difficult subject. Micah and Adrian, thank you both for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Sue.